Howdy folks, I hope you're treating yourselves oh so well, and of course others. My name is Claire, and this is a channel where we like to do tarot readings. Today, I was thinking the situation on your mind, how to find success in it. And with that, let's get into pile one. This is your current situation or a situation and how to find success in it. The chariot was your card. How charming. You chariot, okay. Four of Wands, the chariot and the Four of Wands. Okay, I'm starting to get an idea of what's at bay. You are being idled, that's for sure. There are sharks swimming in the waters, potentially, in this card, and it's almost like you have this inkling of, I need to put myself out there continuously, but you're needing to look at something in a certain way, or you have been avoiding staring directly at something. It's not, you've been taking on a whole array of tasks in your life, trying to alleviate the hurt that you felt, the Lovers. It's almost as if, and her chest is out, you are wanting to prove yourself amongst people. You're trying to make a point in a certain way, and it's fleeting up until you resurrect some sort of complication with a person. There's a person that you have been avoiding looking at and almost putting yourself in harm's way by not wanting to be. There's someone who brings up a lot of emotion in you, and I think it's hard for you to look at them or observe their lifestyle. There's something about them that makes your pulse rise, your heart race, and it's hard for you to look past this person or at this person. It's almost like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And life has you on this chariot. I'll get another card. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Life has you on this chariot where you're being taken for a ride. You don't have a huge choice in the matter. It's something that you want, and you're going there. It's in a way that has been maybe perhaps uncomfortable up until this point. Several tasks in your life have been unsavory, but you are finally moving forward. You're going to have to stare at something that you have been ill-prepared for. I think you have been avoiding taking on the emotional burden of something because it makes you feel sick to your stomach. You're weak in a facet of observation and smoothing out some edges on a topic that is very sensitive to you. You're still very sensitive, the Knight of Wands. I think you are understanding what it is to harness power and aggression and rage in ways that throughout your life you are having to alchemize shitty situations, hurt, people betraying you, ill-advised situations from you or others. But now you are about to be thrown into the gauntlet in ways that you have been asking for, but you will have to observe and speak on, perhaps even have conversations towards people that have hurt you. There's a matter of needing to harness your emotions. Your softness is something that is tantalizing to others. People really enjoy the fact that you are caring and true to yourself, because it makes you a very pure individual towards others. But your softness is allowing hate to linger or sadness to linger in some way, form, or fashion. And there needs to be an unraveling of such, for you don't want to lash out on these new opportunities ahead of you. The King of Cups, oh my gosh, yes. There's someone who wants to invest in you. They're trying to de-invest in the things in their life that have run amok. There's something you're staring in the face of, things that you never wanted to, but the fact that you are now, it will be relieving in some way, form, or fashion. You didn't want this for yourself, but you've been through a lot since all of this has happened. So it's relieving that things are working out the way they have. Though the journey, yes, the Five of Wands. It's the notion that you still feel this need to fight, maybe, or something in you is on a daily basis having to fight in some way. Maybe it doesn't have to do with someone. Someone's about to approach you and make you face uncomfortable realities, or you will have to come to terms with certain things that you didn't want to, but you will, because you want to move forward past it in some way, form, or fashion. But you've been fighting on a daily basis just because of other aspects of your life, or you just have set up in a warrior position as of right now, someone who is constantly on guard, a defensive person. And it's necessary for your life because you needed to build resistance and strength and a defense, but you're needing to lower your weapon towards something which naturally you would want to kind of be on guard about. You would want to be like, I don't know, I've tasted the downside of this thing, person, place, or thing, situation, and it stung. But now, this is a resurrection. This is the Emperor in reverse. You hearing a situation out. You carrying a situation, you taking it back on, and you carrying it to where it needed to be, to where this Emperor is not in the reverse. It's someone who can build but is not rigid. Someone who is, you being less rigid with someone, something, a situation will help you soften as well. But you are also needing, to not be too glazed over, or situation, you might need to speak your boundaries well, or you need to speak affluently. You need to be able to stand your ground, but in a way that you would find desirable or approachable yourself. It's that sort of thing. Because situations are coming to terms. Justice is being served in a lot of ways, but it does take a dance for you. You have to be able to maneuver the situation successfully in order to get good results, the best results, any results. You're the master of the situation. I do feel that. You've got this, and yeah, I feel I'm going to take one more card. For some reason, I feel inclined to do that. Justice in reverse, yeah. things are coming to terms. Things are coming back around and justice will be served. And it's going to be in a way of life always makes things, you might have an idea of how your life is going, but you never have the full like story. And this is just one of those situations where you don't have a lot of the information, but you have a lot of the confidence, and you got this. You got this. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say. Justice will be served. It is yours. You're on the right path. I think that's what I needed to say. I was like, there's something else I need to throw out there. I think I need to say you're on the right path. So, you're good. And you gotta know I love you. Pile 2. Hello. Greetings. This is how to find success in whatever situation you're thinking of or imagining. How to find the best results in it. Success, justice, all of the above. Okay. Your card, pile 2. Ooh, love potion. This is the Ace of Cups. I like the composition of the colors versus the gradient black and white. You could have had a lot of stomach aches as of lately, needing perhaps to buy some ginger tea. That could be helpful. Ginger's really good for your stomach. Drinking lots of water, obviously. Okay. 4 of coins. A battle of the High Priestess. I think someone is challenging your wit or your will. They're definitely trying to control a situation where you are like, are you out of your mind? I wanted to say, are you dumb? But I don't think you're trying to be as harsh. You have this nice boundary of not being cruel, though I think you are being treated in a way where people are trying to make you look crazy or look out of character. The Page of Rods, the Page of Wands. Yeah, someone's trying to make you look undignified. I don't think it's working because you kind of have a second sense for when people are playing games with you. It could be in a sense of mischief. This person is straight up trying to make you look bad by setting you up in certain ways. And as long as you keep your cool and do not lash out in a undignified way, I think you'll continue to be doted on by life, where no matter the situation, how heinous it is, these people can be morons. These people can be bogus as they want. But I think the 2 of coins, you are going to continue to get life's intuition. You're going to get small downloads in life for sure, and continue to be intuitively graced. Though the Tower, yeah, I think you might be caught out of nowhere. Like, you expected something to happen and it didn't. You expected a situation to be alleviated in a certain way and it didn't. But I think it is going to in a different way. It's almost like you identified something thinking, oh yeah, this is about to get better or easier. Some sort of action that someone else was taking, or there was in some way that you were like, okay, things are about to get better. In the 2 of Rods, it didn't have to do with your actions. You were observing a situation. You're watching a situation depreciate, a person devolve, and you're watching, hoping for it to distance itself from you naturally. And I think that the Queen of Coins, so the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this is a situation that is affecting your mental health on a daily basis. There's a need for you to maybe, when you are getting worked up, I think there's a need for you to step away from a situation as often as possible, as cleanly as possible. The person who is the aggressor in the situation, the person that's instigating this situation, is not going to stop, because they have I want to say like a damage response, or they are slow learning in some way, form, or fashion. There's something about this person where they are narcissistic or angry. There's something that you are having to deal with a situation, and if you take any action towards it, if you go towards this person anyway, if you hold on to this person anyway, lash out, it will extend the period of time, because I'm thinking you thought it was going to get better and it didn't. It's the Ace of Swords, but it is in reverse. And so it's like, if you were going to be using this, if you were to use this knife at any point in time, you would be holding the blade instead of what you were supposed to be holding on the knife. So perhaps you made the situation worse by speaking life into it. You might have spoken to someone about it, and it got back to the aggressor, the person that's angry in the situation. Something went wrong and you made it worse at one point in time. Now is the time to completely alleviate it from your life in any way that you can, because this is it would be foolish to continue in any way. Let's see. Okay. I was having a little hard time understanding the situation, because it was the Two of Swords, Two of Blades, and it was in reverse. And then the Fool in reverse. And then the King of Cups in reverse. I think the fact that this person is winding you up, there's someone who in your life they've been a part of your situation for so long, they're now starting to seep in some way. I think you were hopeful for something and it knocked you down a peg because it didn't transpire the way it could have. Something about this situation felt really bleak, because you were like, okay, hopeful, and then that hope was ripped away in some form or fashion, and it is making you a little dreary inside, there's a cascade, a little bit of a darkness in your mind that needs to, whenever you're being approached by this negative, terrible, gross person, if you can leave that situation, it would be best for you just for a little bit longer, because I think the alleviation is happening. It's coming. It just is prolonged. It's just been extended for some period of time, maybe from your actions or just bad luck in some form or fashion. There's been a bit of a chaos that has ensued in this situation, and it is preventing people from approaching you in other facets of your life. I think you're kind of becoming unapproachable in other ways, because the Fool in reverse, it's like maybe it's affecting your body. You could be really tense, so you're holding your shoulders differently. It's almost like in life, people are wanting to be sweet to you, and you might be kind of unapproachable, and that's not on you to care about. Like, I don't want you to be like a clown acting for other people, but there's something about like it could be easier for you if you would stop dragging, just letting this drag you down to the ground. I think a situation is kind of pushing you down because you were hopeful for it happening a certain way, and it is going to be alleviated. It just is taking longer than expected. And the lighter handed you are in other aspects of your life, I think you could be approached by other people, or maybe if you just feel like lightheartedly approaching others in some way, form, or fashion, there's just better results if you were to keep this situation very lighthearted in any aspect of your life. If you have people that you can chill with that are really no strings attached, or it's something about like, do situations where you don't have to apply yourself a lot. You don't have to hold a lot. If you can vent to other people about this, for sure, I would do that. I would let yourself let all of this out and let it go. Is naturally like, write it down, throw it into a fire, get all of this out as efficiently and quickly as possible, because the situation is going away. It is like, it's on its, because the Fool, look at this leg. You're growing and you're getting out of this situation, but I think it's starting to grow roots of animosity or anxiety, something about you're a little pent up, and you could shake it off a little bit. Like there's a fear that things might crumble a little bit, and it's holding on your physical body in a way that is you wouldn't find attractive and other people wouldn't find attractive. And I think that is, it's almost like how you could be frustrating, how other people could be frustrating you could be frustrating others, sort of plight. And you don't want to be in people's way. Like, you're one of those people that actually cares about, like, if you're getting on people's nerves and stuff. So I think there's a serious sense of minding your own business, keeping it cool, keeping it lighthearted, fun, fresh, all those things, because yeah, you don't want to feel like you're a burden, and you don't want other people to burden you. So with that, you gotta know I love you. Pile 3. Hello. Hi. This is pile 3 and how to find success. You have the Strength card. Ooh. I chose this card because I like spiders. You are definitely a creature of habit, and it serves you well. I think that you've taken on a recent habit that you're seeing results in, and other people are too. People are noticing the results. I think it's working out for you. The 5 of Wands. Yeah, I think people are noticing how you are looking better and wondering what that is about. Like, why is this person... Okay, apologies. I was just making sure it was recording. Okay, people are noticing and they're like, what's up with this? What's going on in this person's life that's making them alter so sufficiently? They look good. And they're probably like, what is the meaning of this? The Empress? Yeah. I think you've got people a little nervous, a little nervy. There's people that are checking on you on a daily basis. And I think you can kind of sense that there's a cosmic pressure. I think you've been kind of feeling anxious. You could have woken up feeling a little anxiety ridden for some reason, or felt like you were going to have panic attacks as of lately. There's a lot of anguish and angst in the air right now. And I think justice, you can feel it, but I don't think it is your problem. There's almost something that's looking out for you in a way that the more you fight for yourself, life is almost kind of swinging for you as well, and it's swinging hard. I think people are having downloads and dreams about you. There's a justice in your silence towards people. I think that if you have been wanting to reach out to others, there's a need for you to talk to family more frequently or friends more frequently, if that's something that you have access to and are able to enjoy. I think that you could have opportunities ahead of you it's almost like your family is going to be, or your friends, something is going to show up for you in times of plight. You're going to see how life is working in your favor, even through the struggles. You might have had a lot of ways that you felt forsaken in the past. I think you're still dealing with a lot of that, but life wants you to succeed, and it almost feels like you might be impenetrable right now. You should feel that way if you don't. I think that life, the Ten of Wands is a pressure that is trying to break you, but shouldn't, because it's the wands. The wands are a mental plight. It is something that is the bane of your existence, and it is in your face constantly right now, but that's kind of almost like mischief trying to see if you will crumble under the weight. The Queen of Wands. And I think you have a more social atmosphere ahead of you. I think there could be something like your ships are coming in some way, form, or fashion. If you're not getting invited to something, people are going to be reaching out to you, and it is in your benefit to take opportunities. If someone offers you like a small gig job to go out to do something hobby-wise, there's something that if you could go out and do something for yourself, I think it could spark a hope that has been ripped from you. Something you haven't done in a while, and it feels more like a burden right now. But if you were to dip your toes in once more, I think it could alleviate a lot of hurt, and or it could make you feel good in some way, or accomplished could result in something that you really are proud of or enjoy. Mentally, I think you'll be in a better place if you start something up, or you do something that you haven't done in a while. Go back to a place that's like a hobby, or a place that you've found joy in. Your ships are coming in, and there's just a need for you to kind of hold on to that notion that you know that it is coming, even if it's not very visible. The Queen of Cups. People are definitely like throwing dirt on your name, maybe just talking about you just to act like they know about you. You're starting to see maybe people pop up from the shadows, and it is not something for you to focus on. I think the more that you try to insert yourself in other people's business, because there's going to be intermittent people from your past that you might be lurking, trying to see what's up with them. I wouldn't involve anything that's naturally deselected itself from your life. You've evolved in a way where there's a lot of things that if you tried to reapply them back into your life, it would just feel unnatural and be a waste. And I don't mean to say that in a cruel way. There's just certain things, like you're in a forward motion, and the 5, 6, 7 of coins in reverse. Yeah, okay. It's almost like if you were to go, you might be offered opportunities from past people or doing things in the past. Okay, this is tricky because I just said that you should indulge in past things. It's almost like you're getting a spark of creativity from past actions or places or something, but you need to avoid devolving. A sense of maybe getting too wound up and thinking that you need to take on old schedules or take on spreading yourself too thin again, or hanging out with people, places, or things that were not good. There's a fine line between going back into a space for benefit. For this is specifically for you. You're going back into a space for benefit, and it might not correlate at all, but there is other things that are coming back into your life that are cycling back that you need to have a guard up against. And it seems like people, maybe there's something about like something's trying to get you back into like a pessimistic attitude. Maybe something is trying to ruffle your feathers. Maybe if it's not a person, then it's just life in general, just trying to agitate you in some way, form, or fashion. And perhaps you could not have to stare that in the face. Like, you could avoid the plight of or the annoyance of dealing with that situation if you were to disconnect. I think if you were to disconnect in certain ways of your life that have proven to be a little stressful, maybe you're trying to put out too much content, or you're trying to work too hard, you're trying to put yourself out there too strongly or heavily in some way, form, or fashion, and a more natural form of that is coming to you. It's just a matter of right now, you need to assume the position of someone who is minding their business, is doing things that they enjoy, and they have outlets for their rage and or frustrations in life. You need to be able to calmly display how you're feeling to and for others. The Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I think there's a sense of you enjoying leisure, and you have, but you might be more high-strung and or prone to cynicism than you think you are, because you haven't been tested in such a severe way like you will be in the future. And the severity of the future is not a negative thing. It's just a matter of you're in a... The Four of Swords is about rest, and I think you've been in a period of rest for a while, and very soon it's going to be things are going to be ramped up, and you will be on your toes. You need to be decompressed at all times. You need to have a healthy outlet for anger, because you need to be decompressed, because you are going to be aggressed by people. You're going to have people coming up and saying what they want, doing what they want all the time, and you're going to have to deal with that. And I think that it will slide off of you naturally. At some point, you will become very callous to this, and it'll work in your favor, and it's going to be something that you actually do want. You want that sort of superpower. It's not something that is a burden to you. It will be good. There's a benefit to all of this. There's a benefit for sure. And I do have the notion to tell you you are on the right path. It's just not letting the bullshit sink in, and appreciate the access you have to things right now. I'm feeling that you might have access to certain things right now that you might be changing in the near future, and those things might not be so accessible or usable, and it won't be a bad thing. It's just enjoy the things that you're around currently, the things that you can enjoy currently, because I think that things are about to get a little switched up, and you're going to have to deal with new stuff, different things, a different atmosphere, a different environment. So appreciate now for what it is, because the future is not going to be the same. It's going to be very different in a way that you want. But yeah, different. So with that, you got to know I love you.